Jewelry. That's got to be right.
Nope.
Drawer. Drawer. Probably do another inlay. I have about 3 days. 3 days to get this done and ship it off to Alaska. We'll see. So every year we do a Secret Santa with my wife's family. This year I pulled my sister-in-law. And her husband mentioned to me after watching one of my videos that she would like to see me make a jewelry box. So, wish granted, though I'm sure she did not expect that the jewelry box would be for her. See, I don't know if any of these really accent very well with the walnut, and or if it'll be too masculine because it'll be for a lady. Yeah, I'm just really not sure. So, I think I need my honey's advice. Honey! Honey! Come here, please. I need your help. So I'm thinking that the box will be mainly comprised of walnut, of course. And then I'm going to accent the top of the box with a border of any one of these decisions. And then also, I think what I'm going to do is make the drawer also one of these pieces, or some of these pieces. So, do you think, what do you think immediately as a girl?
This one or not?
Yeah, not this?
I don't think.
Do you think it's too masculine?
Yeah.
So then not this?
Like, especially this is
And
the
like,
front of the drawer.
ladies like leopard print, right? So that's the winner. All right, I'm gonna trust you. Having second thoughts already. Love you. Honey ask, honey do. The drawings and sketches.
That's Mommy's.
I know that's Mommy's. Although I've made several boxes, I have never made one for jewels. So I borrowed my wife's jewelry box that you see here and took some measurements to help me figure out a design. Check it out, a bandsaw. A lot easier to resaw material on this instead of my table saw. There will be more details about this bandsaw and the foreboding message in my next video. Now, I'm starting with the lid of the box first. It's the most complicated piece, and the final dimensions of the lid will end up determining the dimensions of everything else. Now, I'm going for a fairly thick lid. I need enough room because I'm going to add some little cubicles in the top of the box. So the complication comes from the 45-degree cuts that will be on almost every edge of this lid. I have to be very precise on every piece of this leopard wood, otherwise the edges won't meet up and I might end up with gaps. I also only have so much of this leopard wood, so there's really no room for error. I double checked the corners and edges after I glued and taped it up, and at the time there were no gaps. Now that I have the exact dimensions of the lid, I can start with the base of the box. I want the base and the top to end up looking as seamless as possible. Some resawing, planing, and cutting, and now I will put the 45-degree miters on the side of all four pieces. There's going to be a top and bottom panel for this design, and that is why I'm adding recesses to both sides of these walls. This is the first project using my newly refurbished saw, and it's been an absolute pleasure. Now, one of these walls needs to house a drawer, and instead of piecing this wall together, I thought it would look nicer as one whole piece. My oscillating tool trick helped me get a very precise cut. Like a glove. Glue up the base, and it's not looking too bad. I want to make an inner lip that holds the lid to the base of the box, and so that's why I'm cleaning up and squaring the inside of the top. After flattening the bottom of the lid, I move on to cutting and shaping the inner walnut panel. What's frustrating is on the inside the angles are seamless. For some reason, got these stupid gaps at the top. And they weren't like that originally. So dumb. So very, very, very dumb. Now I flatten the top of the base and it looks good. Nice and flat. Surprise, surprise, I am doing another inlay, another flower, but this one is a Cosmo, specifically her birth month flower. If you haven't seen my other inlays, I really go through the same process. I find a design I like on the internet, print it out, and glue it on thin pieces of wood, then cut and shape everything to the edges of the paper. I find a combination of small carving tools and sanding sticks work best. Another tip, when doing flowers, make sure that each individual petal has the same grain orientation running lengthwise. This helps each petal stand out when it's all pieced together. Using painter's tape with the sticky side up works best when gluing pieces of an inlay together. Now for the actual inlay part. Using some double-sided tape, I secure the flower to the walnut panel and trace it using a knife and a pencil. Then with a 1/8 router bit, I remove the material working from the middle to the edges. I then very carefully clean up the edges with chisels until the piece starts to grab to the walls of the inlay.
Shiz, monkey!
From there, I glue and press the flower into the carved recess. Some sanding and it's looking pretty good. I made these pieces that you see off camera, but this is the inner lip that I was referring to before. A quick test fit, and now I can flatten all sides of the box for a completely seamless fit. Time to finish the top. These gaps are very annoying, but the best way that I find to get rid of them is to fit in and glue small shims of the same wood. In the end, it worked out. Now for the drawer. I used some more walnut for the drawer and went with some very simple joinery.
Can't wait till I install my vise. Another trucker.
Measured for the bottom panel and cut the recesses. This tiny chisel always comes in handy for these skinny recesses. As you will see in a moment, I add some silk lining in the top of the jewelry box and the drawer.
I'm in a rush. Don't judge me.
Because of that, I have to put the finish on the inside of the walls before I put everything together. Now I get to try my hand at fabric working. My wife is a fabric worker, and I got to borrow some of her fabric working tools.
Ah, come on. Wait, it's 6 1/4 now. What happened? These 2 inches. Six 3/4. I don't think that cut. It did cut. Okay, 6 3/4. 8 1/4. Woohoo!
I was a little out of my league, but in the end I got the hang of it. Here I'm just using some contact glue to adhere the fabric to the panels. I should have ironed the fabric before doing the top, but like I said before, I'm in a hurry. And it's not that I was procrastinating making this. It actually needs to ship to Alaska, of all places. And when I used the USPS system to see when I had to send it so that it would get there before Christmas, I was quoted by December 19th, which at this time only gave me 3 days to get it done. Now that the drawer is dry, I can cut the slits for the drawer slides. I cut a couple of pieces of oak for the slides, and here I am temporarily fixing the face of the drawer so that I can use it to orient the slides in the correct position. I use a combination of wood glue and super glue to fix the slides to the inner walls. I make sure that the drawer will slide out easily, and after the super glue sets, I can work on finessing the face of the drawer so that it is aligned perfectly. Time to set the hinges. I had to get some really thin ones for this box. Please don't slip. I found this brass knob at Ace Hardware. I really like it. I think it works really nicely with the box. Thankfully, it was a 2-pack. Some oil-based polyurethane for the finish. Looking pretty good.
Wait, that's ooh, ouchie. That's my ouchie. Ooh, ouchie. Ouchie.
Ouchies are a big thing in my house. Okay, let's pause here. Remember when I said USPS quoted delivery before Christmas if I sent it by December 19th? Well, it turns out the United States Postal Service is a big fat liar. Even though the receipt said that it would get there on the 23rd, I received an update a day or so later saying that it would not arrive until January 2nd. Yeah, that sucked. But it sucked even more when January 2nd came and went, and it was still not there. It finally arrived on January 5th. I mean, yeah, shame on me for trusting a quote from the US Postal Service. However, despite their obvious failures, it did arrive in one piece. And in the end, my sister-in-law loved it. So, I like it.